if we just move on, ultimately, all this internet technology, all these devices are all require power and servers somewhere in the world. What happens when there are major events like earthquakes or power failures that are massive? How do we survive if we are very reliant on these devices?
On the support infrastructure of Earth for, let's say, 490,000 years out of the 500,000 years of the history of our species. And you, Mother Nature is a bitch. It's not that we can trust her to care for us. She does not care. She's been killing us in the billions forever. So yeah, it's not that our technology is perfect, but we have grown to be a species that adapted to every ecological niche because of technology, and our numbers went from a few million or even less in the African continent and on the savannas or wherever we were to the almost 8 billion we are today, thanks to technology. We have to be smart about it. You know, the only difference between the dinosaurs and ourselves is that they didn't have telescopes. And the Congress of the United States stopped funding the radio telescope looking for the asteroid is there to come to kill us because they didn't think that funding was needed, right? So if we are dumb about technology and how we want to use it, we are guaranteed to go extinct sooner rather than later. But if we are smart about it, we do have a chance of continuing on our adventure. And I rely on technology. When I'm sick, I don't think that nature will take care of me. I go to a doctor. When I want to go and speak at a conference, which is on another continent, I get on a plane. And I'm pretty sure that it is going to be soaring in the sky and deliver me like magic. But it is not magic. It's science and reason. And that is what is helping us in the things that we want to do.
Just one thing on that comment, Kevin, before we move on. I was at this conference this morning, and Roger Hamilton was actually sharing. I'm sure most people have heard about how Elon Musk sent a Tesla into space last week on his rocket. Are you guys both, I presume you're both aware of that?
Yes, absolutely.
But interesting, I wasn't aware of this. Do you know it was in the boot of that Tesla?
No, it was not.
So,
go ahead, Scott, but whatever.
In the boot of the Tesla, I suggest go and Google it. Because I can't remember all the names now. I saw it this morning. There are these guys that are exactly what you've just been saying, David, about how do we protect the planet, and how are we going to effectively have a plan B for our ecosystem and everything else. And they've been trying to raise money from all over the world to be able to put their stuff up into space, and no one would pay them. And Elon Musk took it on board, and all their stuff is in his Tesla boot. And will now be orbiting the Earth for the rest of time. So I suggest everyone just goes online and Googles it, because most people have heard about the Tesla, but they didn't hear about what was in the boot.
Well, I will check it out, because there is some pretty terrible internet meme going around. Also, what is the perfect crime that you can commit by launching your car into space and putting the object of your crime in the boot? But I will tell you that there are people who are thinking of funding a Mars program by sending the private key of a Bitcoin wallet on to Mars with a lander that can prove that it has landed and the private key is accessible and uncorrupted, and then calling people who want Mars colonization to happen to just send money to that private key, to send money to that wallet. And if it is $1 million, it's not worth it. If it is 10 million, it's not worth it. If it's 100 million, it's not worth it. But I bet you between $1 billion and $10 billion, it is worth to go and get it, right? And that is a very smart and rather simple way that Mars colonization can happen. To bet on the greed of some crazy group that says, oh my God, there is $50 billion sitting on the Martian surface. I want to go and get it, right? So there are some funny ideas around this.
Yeah, that takes Peter Diamandis' X Prize to another level there.
That's definitely a different X Prize.